It's Tootsie,
Like a Tootsie Pop. Lick,
episode
lick.
89. You may or may not the podcast. Josh and Jesse back at it again after a brief delay. Allergies, am I right?
100%. Allergies, they'll get you.
Do you have Do you suffer from the allergens?
I think I have a bit of a pollen allergy, but I don't actually know. You also said episode 89. It's episode 88. Just putting that out
Episode
there.
88. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. 88. 89 though will be better. So keep an eye on that one.
It's going to be better. You don't even know. We haven't even done this one yet.
Yeah,
Are you just
true.
assuming?
So I didn't used to have allergies, but then I got a job working outside for like 4 to 6 hours a day, and now I'm feeling it. Mostly in my eyes.
It's changed your whole world.
I feel like I have big puffy eyes today. A little sneezy.
I can't confirm or deny. I can't see you. I don't know how puffy or non-puffy your eyes are, but I'll take your word for it.
I've asked around, and they said, no, your eyes are fine, but I don't believe them.
Just every person that you deliver the mail to and they happen to be outside or whatever. It's like, hey, how are my eyes?
The problem is it's been sunny, so I have to wear sunglasses. So I have to take them off. It's a time penalty. How was your Easter?
You know what? It was not too bad. It was my brother's birthday on March 30th. So I did a sort of like a combined turkey dinner / 20th birthday thing for my brother. So it was pretty nice. What about you?
He's 20?
He is 20, believe it or not.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, it was good. This was the first introduction between parents of myself and my significant other, and so her dad came. He lives on the mainland and rendezvoused with my parents at my parents' house, and we cooked them dinner, and it was okay.
It was okay.
Dinner was good.
Yeah. It went relatively smoothly, did it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was good.
Okay. That's a big one.
Yeah, ate some chocolate. Had some ham.
Chocolate and ham.
Yeah. Well, like not in that order, man.
Oh, okay. Ham and then chocolate for dessert. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Oh, that sounds lovely.
Thanks. What did you eat?
We had turkey. There was a bit of an issue with my parents' oven. We were going to go over there for eating, and a few hours before said eating, they explained to me that their oven had stopped working. So they had to bring a lasagna and some stuffing over to our house, and they cooked the turkey on the barbecue.
And how did that turn out?
It was fine. It was a little bit drier than usual. My mom is usually quite good at cooking quite a moist turkey, but on top of a barbecue, it's not quite as easy. But I mean, it was tasty.
Sure. Yeah. Isn't it always how it happens? You know, you use an oven every day until the big holiday hits, and then it doesn't work.
That happens to me every holiday. It's like some sort of programming they've put into these new fancy ovens, not to work on specific days. It's a conspiracy.
Interesting. Not to jinx it, but we have no delay currently. No delay.
Okay, well, let's not jinx that. We have lots of delay. There we go. I'll counteract that jinxing, and we should be good.
You ever get your package?
Yeah, that's sort of a whole thing. But let's just say I have the goods. I've installed the goods, but perhaps there is a next step in the saga. Maybe I'll let you know about that after the recording.
Oh, interesting. Top secret stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's kind of a speedy episode 88, not 89.
Right.
Of the podcast where we review movies. We watch a movie, talk about a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, you pick a movie where a man wears women's clothing and pretends to be a woman.
That is what I do most of the time, yes.
Tootsie. Tootsie?
Tootsie.
I called it Tootsie, but in the movie it was Tootsie, like a person, a man being like, hey Tootsie
Yeah, like,
to a
hey,
woman.
Toots, you know.
Yeah, this gave me Mrs. Doubtfire vibes.
There was definitely a few, I can't remember even, there was one scene where I was like, that's just like right out of Mrs. Doubtfire. I wouldn't be surprised if Mrs. Doubtfire used a scene out of this or something very similar. I don't remember what it was, but yes.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams. They're similar.
Yeah, they're similar. I mean, they're both men. They both dress as women. I mean, the similarities are just endless, really.
Dustin Hoffman is an interesting actor. Like just the way he acts, um, the way he talks while acting, like
Mm-hmm.
it's all very like pretty monotone. Like he doesn't move his face a lot.
Right.
And I don't know if I like it or I don't like it.
That's funny. I was actually thinking the same thing. Like, especially the first 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, is he a good actor? Do I like what he's doing here? But I kind of warmed up to his performance by the end.
Well, yeah, towards the end, when he was in his agent's office and like just kill me off, he like smiled and I'm like, oh, okay, he does do other stuff with his face.
Right.
So how do you like it?
I thought it was pretty good overall, actually. I did like it. Pretty funny. Some important themes, if you will.
Sure,
Um,
yeah, it's in some sort of library of Congress, national important movie database or something.
right. All those words.
Yeah, I like the last 25 minutes. I thought the
Mm-hmm.
last 25 minutes was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first hour and 30, hit or miss for me.
Yeah, I agree. It did definitely pick up in the last quarter of the movie or whatever.
Great music though.
Yes, that is true. I did like that. Yeah, I did. I did. I liked. I imagine. Well, really, it was spotlighting the okay, well, it's sort of interesting because it was spotlighting like a woman's experience in show business. Maybe that's maybe it was exaggerated. Maybe that's totally true. That's exactly how it is. But I guess part of the problem, if you will, is it took a man dressed as a woman to spotlight those things. You know, so it's kind of like really a man is here saving the day because he really clued some of the female characters into being more self-aware of like how they're being treated and standing up for themselves and that sort of thing. So it was like a good theme and a good insight, but perhaps a bit problematic. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
1982 was a different time.
It was. It was a different time. I know there's, I think like post this film, Dustin Hoffman's been on record being like, it actually opened my eyes to the female experience in show business. So like it helped him grow as a person, I suppose. So hopefully it did that to other people as well.
Yes, I hope that as well. 1982 was a different time in the movie industry as well, because this movie was nominated for a lot of awards,
Yes.
10 Academy Awards. Jessica Lange won Best Supporting Actor or Actress. Terry Garr, who played Sandy, was also nominated for the
Mm-hmm.
same. Dustin Hoffman nominated for Best Actor and Best Picture and all that. He didn't win. Gandhi won. Um,
Oh,
Ben Kingsley kind of stole the show there, I guess. But she was good. I don't think she was Oscar good,
right.
and I certainly didn't think Terry Garr was worthy of an Oscar nod as well. But I guess there's like 6 movies made all year. So
Right. Well, I guess it's sort of like perhaps since it may have been groundbreaking in how I described before, maybe it just sort of draws his attention. It just sort of lends itself to Oscar nominations, even if it's not totally deserving, if that makes any
sure.
sense. Yeah.
I mean that happens nowadays, anyways, as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah, exactly. That would be my guess because I mean, yeah, a lot of those performances that you said that they got nominated or won, it's like a standalone, taken out of the film, put in a different film. I don't know if I'd really agree. They weren't that standout, really. So I don't know.
yeah, Dustin Hoffman was good. I mean, he put on women's clothing for most of it, but
He
I
was
guess
good.
that gives him an Oscar nomination. Good for him.
He played a convincing woman, I would say.
Yes. He, yes, he did look pretty convincing as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he wasn't a woman.
Right.
So when
Right.
people were looking at him like the dad being like, "Will you marry me?" I'm like, well, I mean, he's clearly Dustin Hoffman in a wig, but
They don't know who Dustin Hoffman is.
yeah, he was Michael Dorsey in a wig.
Yep. Gina Davis was in this one.
Yeah, Gina Davis was in this one briefly, sure. So was Bill Murray.
Right. Did not know that he was in this one.
You
I haven't.
didn't know it beforehand, or you didn't know it after watching the movie.
I didn't know it beforehand. I haven't seen a lot of Bill Murray's early movies. Like I haven't watched Ghostbusters, and I haven't watched like Caddyshack, or I don't know what the hell other ones he's been in, but there's other ones.
Yeah, this wasn't like a normal Bill Murray movie, uh, but I thought he was great in his small part.
Mm-hmm.
Him sitting on the couch watching uh, Dorothy uh, rip off her wig and oh,
Hmm.
it's me, Edgar, and him just being like, "What a wacky hospital." I thought it
Right.
was very funny. Sidney Pollack was the director, was also the agent, Michael's agent. I thought he did a great job as well.
Oh, he was the director, huh?
He was the
Oh
director of
yeah,
the
look at
film,
that.
yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
the agent thought, yeah, he was one of the standouts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Acting was pretty decent um, overall.
Yeah, there wasn't too much I disliked. I wasn't a big fan of the whole father thing, like you were saying, like, oh, will you marry me? That whole subplot, I could have done without. It felt like a bit of a trope.
Yeah, but was it a trope in 1982?
Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Just feels like something I've seen. There's always like it happens in. Well, I can't say always. I don't know how many films like this I've really seen, but like in Mrs. Doubtfire, there's plenty of scenes where like an old guy is hitting on Robin Williams, not knowing. It's like, oh, okay, I've seen this before, but maybe this is the first to do it. You're totally right.
Yeah, I liked how Julie punched Dustin Hoffman in the stomach at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. You never
That
see
was
that
good.
anymore.
And then, yeah, no more. You don't see Dustin Hoffman getting punched in the stomach anymore. It's a real shame.
He's not really acting a whole lot anymore. I don't think. I think
No,
because he's an old man. He's
he's getting
86.
86. Yes, that is. It's getting on in the years. I don't know what movies he's done recently, if any. Kung Fu
Well, let
Panda,
me.
Kung Fu
Was
Panda
he in the
4.
newest one?
That's what it says.
Hmm.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
it's just
what.
a voice thing. He can just probably do that from his home. But
I don't know what character he plays in Kung Fu Panda. To be honest.
um, he plays the master Shifu.
Oh,
He's
okay.
in two movies this year. Kung Fu Panda 4 and a movie called Mega Mega Megalopolis. Megalopolis,
Megalopolis. Okay.
which has an all-star cast as well.
Hmm. All right.
Um, yeah, which is it's a Francis Ford Coppola movie. I thought that he was dead, but I guess not. And then he's in two. He's filming two movies right now. One called Riff Raff. Bill Murray also in that one.
Mm.
Jennifer Coolidge. The life of a former criminal is thrown into turmoil when his old family appear for a long-awaited reckoning. I don't know what role he plays in that. And then another movie called Luca Mortis. It's a upcoming American Swiss Chinese film. He plays
Wow.
a character named Jacob. Um, don't know much about it though. But
Hmm.
so yeah, he's still active at 86.
Well, stay tuned for episode 89, where we discuss more of Dustin Hoffman's future endeavors.
I doubt it. I'm going I'm going Japanese for the next one. So, but
Right.
more on that later. Um, yeah, Tootsie. This I like the story. It was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't love a good soap opera?
Right. I suspect, by the way, just as a little aside, you went a little robotic there for a second, so I bet you were a little delayed again.
Yeah, we are for sure. Gina Davis. Yeah, she was in it.
Yep.
She was in it for sure. Okay. Anything you didn't like?
Anything I didn't like? Well, yeah, that whole father, you know, subplot thing wasn't crazy about that. Perhaps it was a little slow getting going. Maybe you could say that was a bit of a downside. Other than that, I thought it was pretty funny and pretty smart. It was well written for sure. So yeah, I think that's about it negatively. What about you?
Oh, it was just kind of boring in the first hour and a half. This is Gina Davis's
Hmm.
first movie.
Really? Hmm.
Apparently,
Okay.
according to Gina Davis
If you
herself.
Well, if you say so. Oh, you've just got off the phone.
She had an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and they talked about how Dustin Hoffman was a mentor for her first movie.
Ah,
This one, most of Bill Murray's dialogue was improvised.
both most of Bill Murray's dialogue was improvised.
Yeah, he
Oh,
didn't have a
okay.
lot of dialogue.
No, not really.
Yeah, it just I mean took a while to get going. I liked the music, the story, the acting was good, the concept. I mean, yeah. Am I a better person after watching the film? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the most entertaining movie I've ever watched? No.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, good. Good talk. Just flying through this one today.
We got places to go and people to see.
My eyes are just. Um.
So puffy.
So you canceled last week.
I did.
What kind of illness were you
It's like
were
kind of
you
a
with?
it's like a bad cough, sort of sore throat situation.
So you just felt like you talking for 45 minutes wouldn't help.
No, certainly not. I just would have been coughing the whole time. It would have been unpleasant to hear, to listen to. Want to
Okay.
save the people.
Sure. Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I never get sick. I wish I was sick more often. Use my sick days, but
I never
gotta go
used
to
to be,
work.
but it's just I don't know, a new me.
Get into that age.
Yo, yeah, yep.
Okay, well, would you like to talk about the scores?
I would like to talk about the scores, Josh.
Okay, how did you feel about acting?
I thought the acting was pretty good. I don't know how much I love. Well, let's put it this way. I mean, Bill Murray wasn't in the film for that long, really. I've seen some very good performances from him, especially like I like him in Rushmore, and I like him in um, Lost in Translation. I think he actually should have won an Oscar for that one. This one, I thought his performance was kind of like meh. Dustin Hoffman was quite good. I would say perhaps part of the problem with the first like hour of this movie, it being boring, was I think he was a little boring. Like you were saying, like not very animated, just kind of like monotone. So, you know, maybe that could have changed. It could have been how it was written. I'm not too sure. Everyone else was pretty good. I think for acting, I'd go for like maybe a 7.
Okay. Um, I thought Bill Murray was great in his subtle role. I mean, it's got to be like one of his first movies too. I'm not going to look it up, but he's a young actor, and he made me laugh. Sidney Pollack as the agent, great. Dustin Hoffman as an out of work actor slash a working actress on the daytime drama Southwest General, great. Jessica Lange was apparently an Oscar nominated performance. Terry Garr was annoying. The whole Sandy thing too was like could have used without that. And then like yeah, the father um, disappointing.
Right.
Um, but acting, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because
Oh,
I like Bill Murray point 5 more.
okay. I think that's fair.
Okay, so ending. I
Hmm.
thought the ending was fine. Um, the ending probably starts with them doing the live show and her Dustin Hoffman on stage, ripping off his wig and being like, "I'm the evil twin." Um, but there wasn't like a whole lot of payoff with
Right.
that whole thing. It was just like this happened. He makes up with the father who he kind of tricked into you know that whole thing,
Yeah.
and even Jessica Lange was like, I forgive you" at the end. They walk and talk, and everything kind of worked out for Dustin Hoffman, which is kind of weird.
Yes.
But I mean, this movie only really worked in that with that context, as in like it wouldn't have been a very good movie if he did this and then just kind of went back to being a loser. So they were always gonna it was always gonna end positively.
Hmm.
So I didn't have that big of a problem with it, but I will give it a 6.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I was not like a crazy big fan of the ending. I just thought it was a little odd that um, Julie took, like was just like that quickly okay with the whole thing. Just like, yeah, you know what? Let's date. Sure, why not? Well, I guess they didn't say date, but they seemed to make amends pretty quickly. And yeah, I thought that was a little odd, but I did like the whole like the way that he revealed himself and all that. So that part was good. I guess I would go like a 6 out of 10 as well.
Okay, well, overall, how did you feel about the movie Tootsie, 1982
Tootsie.
film?
I thought it was a funny film. Funny film. Like some of the themes, I liked. There was a lot of good moments. Some subplots I'm maybe not crazy about. The acting overall was kind of like was good, but not amazing. But I would probably recommend this to my friends. It's a movie I'd recommend. I'd go for a 7 out of 10.
You'd recommend this movie to your friends.
I would. I don't have too many of those, but of the ones I do have, I'd recommend it.
I don't know if I would, if we're at the lunch table at the workplace and be like, you know, it's a good movie, Mrs. Doubtfire. Do you know what movie is slightly less good that you should watch? That's not really on any streaming service. Tootsie.
Right.
I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. Acting was strong. I mean, the concept was good. It was an important film. It won a lot of stuff. It was fine. Slow at times, boring at times, but it was overall perfectly fine movie.
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 10.
All right. We're in agreement.
Yeah, for the first time this year, except for Eagle versus Shark.
Without telling me, I'm gonna try to guess what we gave Eagle versus Shark. My guess is a 6.5?
No,
7.
no,
Okay, what did we give Eagle versus Shark?
6.
Oh, a 6. Okay. That's one of those ones. I mean, sometimes you ruminate on a film for like several days, several weeks, and then you realize you liked it better than you thought you did.
Do you want me to change your score?
Nope, don't change the score. Too late for that. I will not accept the changing of the score.
So I've talked a lot about episode 89. In this episode 88, um, I was looking up because I wanted to plan my side of the movies up until 100. So I looked at a bunch of lists, but like, oh, what's the most underrated horror movie, or like the weirdest thriller, and a movie that I found that I'm excited to watch is a movie called Tetsuo, the Iron Man. It's a 1989 Japanese science fiction horror film.
Okay.
Critics compared the film to the work of directors Sam Raimi, David Cronenberg, David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I wanted to. They made a movie, a 2009 film, 20 years later, um, called Tetsuo the Bullet Man, which I wanted to watch, but I can't find it anywhere.
Okay.
But I can find the Iron Man.
Where's that at?
You know, it's on the internet.
Okay.
Apparently, it does not have a conventional narrative. It's let me try to find a kind of synopsis or a tagline that doesn't give anything away.
Okay.
Tetsuo
So
the
you
Iron
read
Man.
enough enough about this film to determine that's what you wanted to watch, or you just kind of liked how it looked.
Well, it has a good score, IMDb score 6.9, Rotten Tomato score 82%, and it's gonna be one of those like weird movies they're either gonna really like or really not like. It's on Prime, but it's one of those premium subscription things.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so a metal fetishist driven mad by the maggots wriggling in the wound he's made to embed metal into his flesh, runs out into the night and is accidentally run down by a Japanese businessman and his girlfriend. The pair dispose of the corpse in hopes of quietly moving on with their lives. However, the businessman soon finds that he is now plagued by a vicious curse that transforms his flesh into iron.
Wow, that sounds sick.
Yeah, in a good and bad way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it's the 80s. They get away with a lot of stuff in the 80s.
Oh man, let me tell you, the stuff they did then, unfathomable.
How disturbing is it? It's intensely horrifying and fast paced Japanese experimental horror.
I love it. Good choice.
It's April, so that's the perfect month for horror movies.
Yep, that's what they call it. They call it the April.
Nice.
Thank you.
So yeah, that should be fun. That should be. Don't watch that alone.
No, certainly not. Lest you want nightmares for many a day.
Right. Okay. Well, that's all I got.
Okay.
We can do box office if you like. We can, you know, talk about something else.
Let's talk video games. You playing any video games?
I'm probably halfway through Hogwarts Legacy right now.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay. How are you enjoying that?
We're getting through it. It's a fun game. I read online that it's like fairly repetitive. Um, but I haven't found that yet.
Okay.
So I think it's still pretty good. You ride a broom and learn spells and just I murder a lot of people.
Okay.
A
Have you
lot of
did you decide to be a Slytherin or something or?
well, you, you do the sorting hat situation.
Mm.
I did get into Slytherin
Mm-hmm.
by answering a few questions, but I think no matter what, you're like a good or a wizard. You're not
But you're killing people.
well, like bad people though.
Okay. Killing bad people.
Yeah, I'm not just like murdering muggles or whatever. I'm
Mm.
murdering poachers and bad dark wizards.
Okay. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a huge game. Once every few days, I'll sit down and play for an hour and really get through it. So,
What do you play that on?
my Xbox One.
I see. I see. If you would go onto Instagram and check out the reel I just sent you, you'll find a game that I am interested in playing, yet I have not. It's not out yet, but it's to describe to the people who can't currently see what I'm seeing. It's like a comfy, cozy life simulator, but like in the Hobbit universe. So it kind of looks like a Zelda game, or like maybe like a mix of Zelda and like Animal Crossing, but you're a Hobbit.
So this is like an official Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah. Well, it's put up by Weta Workshop. Weta Workshop are like a notorious like special effects thing. They do like practical special effects. So I don't know if it's actually, you know, a Lord of the Rings thing, but at least it has Weta Workshop are involved. But besides that, I have not been playing any games. I've been watching a little bit of speed running. Got to get my weekly runner guy in. Besides that, you know, nothing.
This morning I watched uh, my
Oh,
first speed run of Tears of the Kingdom. I
okay.
hadn't really seen anything about that game yet. It's been out for months, but looks fun. I probably got 5% done Breath of the Wild, and then I was like, "Oh, this is too hard." So
I played not much of that game at all. Not I didn't find it was hard, but I just didn't. I don't know. I just found it a little boring. I don't know. It wasn't for, and it's like sometimes a world that big for me, it just gets a little overwhelming, and I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm never going to get anything done. So
yeah,
why bother?
sure.
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of the Zelda speedrunner. You may have heard him. His name's Gymnast, but he right now he's streaming Twilight Princess. So I've been watching some speedruns of that.
The speedrunner who did the Tears of the Kingdom was Gymnast.
Oh, well, small world. There you go. The Twilight Princess speedrun he's doing is it's glitchless, which is kind of like a change of pace, especially if you watch like a lot of runner guy. It's basically like because Ocarina of Time has so many glitches. It's basically all you're watching. But it's kind of nice to watch a game where you're not doing any glitches. You're just doing it quickly.
Right, like Super Mario.
Right. Exactly. Um, what was I going to say? I lost it. Oh, no, I didn't. Do you know, are you familiar with the category low percent?
Explain it to me.
Low percent. So you know what any percent is. Any percent is just beating the game as fast as you can. It doesn't matter how much stuff you get.
Yeah.
Low percent is different in that it's beating the game with getting the least amount of stuff possible. So like I think with for any percent for say Ocarina of Time, I think you get like a stick and nuts and something like that and you can beat the game. But there's probably I don't know what if that is also the low percent version of the game. Like maybe there's a way of just getting sticks and it takes you 30 minutes longer, but you can beat it with just sticks or something like that. But so for low percent for Twilight Princess, it's like beating the game with the least amount of stuff you can possibly get and still beat the game. But the problem with Twilight Princess and low percent, it's like a 23-hour long speed run because there's this
Mm.
a glitch that takes like 11 hours and you do it twice. And it has to do with when you open like a chest and you get an item and like you hold it over your head or whatever.
Yes.
In that game, they made a mistake programming the idle animation of him holding an item. So it's like not a perfect loop. And so what happens is each time the animation loops, I don't know how many seconds it is or whatever, he moves backwards one, what's it, not a frame, 1 pixel. And so if you like open a chest with a coin in it by this particular, I know one of them's a door. I don't know where the other one is. And you leave the game for 11 hours, he will slowly move back pixel by pixel until he phases through the door.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really weird. So that's how basically I was introduced to speedrunning for Twilight Princess anyway, because I knew about that category. I've never watched a full run because it'd be kind of boring, but it's kind of just like a funny meme, basically.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, basically, you can probably watch a YouTube video and just skip to the parts where something's actually happening. He's not just standing by a door. TP low percent. Oh, it's a 17-hour speed run. My mistake.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, there's a video here. Twilight Princess's longest speed run got 10 hours shorter. Used to be over 24 hours. Now it's 14 hours. Boy, oh boy, how interesting is that?
It's progress.
Yep. Yep, it's something. Okay. Well,
That was fun.
it was. There's also another guy I watch. His name is Oats and Goats. He speedruns Super Metroid, the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
I've
I've
been
heard of it.
Yeah, I've been watching him for probably like 8 or 9 years or something like that. And yet I still don't know anything about that game. I think I kind of hang out because he's kind of like a funny guy, and the chat is very engaging. But I mean,
Oats
I do
and goats.
Oats and Goats. Yep. I guess I do know quite a bit about the game, but a lot less than what other people know. But you would think watching that speedrun for so long, I would know more, but I don't.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I think sometimes the streams are nice as just as like background noise. Put it on while you do dishes or something.
Yeah, I put it on while I'm folding the laundry.
There you go. It's perfect.
Have you ever heard of the Nickelodeon show Guts?
Yeah.
What I've been watching lately is there are these three guys, who are actually known for like their baseball stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like literally just baseball, not like video games. They watch an episode of Guts, and they each pick one person because there's three kids in each episode who compete against each other, and they draft their kids, and then it's hilarious.
Oh, okay. I bet you is that the John Boy people?
It is, yeah,
Okay. I've every once in a while I watch like I get in a John Boy sort of um, rabbit hole where I
hmm
watch a bunch of well, they do this thing called like what is it called? Like the warehouse games. They play like wiffle ball
yes,
or something in the warehouse. That's kind of fun to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, they
And
do. I mean, the floor ball isn't as good, but yeah, their baseball stuff in the warehouse is top notch.
it is indeed. And then every once in a while they'll do like the shit. What's that called? It's like where they just get the stats of a baseball player and they try to like guess who the baseball player is. I have absolutely no idea about anything about baseball, but I do think some of the guys are very funny. So
Yeah, their gut stuff is great.
okay,
Recommend.
I'll need to watch that. There you go. It's a small world. It seems we watched all the same shit.
We're pretty similar, so our algorithms are probably pretty close together.
That's true. I've been watching on YouTube a lot of Taskmaster. You seen any of that?
I did watch one task. It came up on my YouTube because I guess we've been talking about it. So it
Yeah,
came up,
I
and
heard you.
it was who can eat an egg the fastest.
Right,
So I watched that, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
right. Some people, like a couple people, try to eat it raw or whatever, and somebody cooked it. Yeah.
Only one person actually just took the egg and ate it. Like one person walked out, and then the rest of them, yeah, cooked the egg.
Yeah. I think like I forget the guy's name, but the really tall guy just kind of sucked it back.
Yeah,
Yeah, been down that rabbit hole and watching basically every night. Watch some of that.
every night.
Probably most nights anyway. At least one or two tasks. It's good fun.
Well, that sounds like a fun life that you lead.
Certainly is. Taskmaster, speed runs. That's all I do.
Sorry about your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, well, this was Tootsie.
It was. And our next movie also starts with T.
Yeah, well, I keep pushing back the movie that I've had on the list in this spot because I was like, well, we just watched an '80s movie, so let's push it back. But then this movie ended up being an '80s movie as well. So, but that movie also started with a T, so it's gonna be a T no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, odds are it starts with a T
Well, the
because like the
is
yeah.
my next movie does start with the T.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think. I'm pretty sure it does. Okay.
Okay, well, fun, and thank you so much for being a part of this again.
Thank you for making us part of your daily routine.
Okay, bye.
Oh, see ya.